Well, my name is Sebastian Witalec. I'm not sure how strange that is. Yeah, thank you. I love you too. So yeah, my name is Sebastian Witalec. Actually, I think my name actually comes from Austria. So for a German speaker to find my surname strange, it's kind of funny. I'm a senior developer advocate for Progress. If you're on Twitter, I'm at Seba Wita. And my talk is about building chatbots. And it's a pretty cool talk, so please stay because it's going to be amazing. So here's the agenda for today. First, we're going to talk about what do chatbots eat, whether they have dreams. We'll answer why even bother with chatbots. What are the usual challenges of chatbots? And this is a really narrowed down list of them. I have just top 3. And we'll actually go and build one. This is the main point of this presentation. So, quick question. What do chatbots eat? Anyone care to guess? Electricity? No! Chatbots eat pizza! They're built by developers, therefore they eat pizza. It's pretty obvious. Come on, guys. Next question. Do chatbots have dreams? Of course they do. What do they dream about? No! They dream about electric sheep. You know, somebody said Blade Runner? Yeah, that's basically the clue. All right, so why even care about chatbots? Why do we need them? What's in it for us? Well, the whole thing is that I believe that the communication, how we talk to each other, has changed. When I was little, or even this little, if I wanted to go and see some of my friends, I would go knock on their doors and I would see them face to face and I would be talking to them, just like I'm talking to you now. However, the whole communication paradigm changed completely, and now we're just using WhatsApp, Signal, Messenger, all sort of different kind of mediums, and we even have situations where you would be having a dinner with a friend, you'll be sitting next to each other, and you WhatsApp each other. I'm pretty sure at least half of you done that. And this is basically the whole reason, because we now are a lot more accustomed to using text to communicate, so should the companies that talk to their customers, okay? So there's a whole bunch of benefits of using chatbots. You have improved customer service. Basically, you can take care of the common scenarios, right? If something is happening over and over again, the reception is going to get really tired and bored. Chatbots run 24/7, right? So you can actually go and communicate with them at any time. They're really good at handling repetitive tasks. They never get bored. And the speed of communication is actually quite great with chatbots, and for the reason, because they have direct access to the data, right? So even the most senior person in the call center still might take half a minute to look up some data, while the chatbot could reach to your CRM within a second and get the data back to respond to your customers, and that's a pretty big deal. But let's face it, probably most of us really want to build chatbots because it's fun to build one, just like those little goats having a go at it. You see, and this is why I'm even here, I want to have fun like those goats. Keep sliding, keep sliding. All right, next. So what are the usual chatbot challenges? I have actually a whole very long list, but I want to just show you number 3 that I have from the experience of trying other chatbots. So one of the things, a lot of chatbots will force you into a fixed decision tree. So what I mean by that is they will only expect you to do something in a specific order of A, B, C, D, etc., etc. So here's one scenario where you kind of come to a chatbot and say, hey, I want to book a flight to London for Wednesday, right? And then the chatbot goes, I can help you book a flight. So far, so good. Where do you want to go? And you're like, oh, that's kind of weird. I already told you. And then he's like, okay, I'll say London. When? Well, I said on Wednesday, what you don't get. So I'm kind of telling you on Wednesday, but the chatbot doesn't really even understand the word Wednesday, so it forces you into their own structure, right? So until you probably put a proper date, it kind of doesn't let you go. And what really happened here is that in the first step, the chatbot only recognized that you want to book a flight before even looking at additional data that you provided to help you guide you through the conversation. And that's wrong. That's just wrong. Another one is lack of understanding of business entities, and this is a pretty big one. So if you have a hospital and a chatbot that works for a hospital, the hospital should know about the doctors, about the treatments, and all sort of things that are important for the hospital, all that data, right? So that when we have a scenario like this, when I say, hey, I want to meet with Dr. Burke on Tuesday, the chatbot should say, yeah, I can help you with that. What is your doctor's name? well, I just told you. So I'll go like, what? And the chatbot was like, what time would you like to see Dr. What? What is going on? I am not sure I understand you. And then you go, me neither. But it's like, this is absolutely crazy. And it's only because the chatbot didn't know that Dr. Berg is one of our doctors. And this is basically a simple fix to take care of that. So in reality, what we should be doing, you're saying, you want to see Dr. Berg? We should be able to match it to something in our backend, to a training data set, and then kind of respond, say, hey, what time would you like to see Dr. John Berg? To even expand on what the people said, and then we can move on. And this is really great. Another one, and the final one of the top three, lack of proper acknowledgements. So what I really mean is if I say something like this, hi, I would like to sign up for a health insurance for a surfing trip to Książczyce from May 9 to May 14th, the chatbot shouldn't say, what is your age? Because at this moment you go, did he really get that I want to go to Książczyce, right? So you go like, are you sure you got my info, right? So the proper way of handling this kind of scenario should be something like this. I want to go on a surfing trip to a crazy town in Poland. I'm not going to pronounce it ever again. And then you go, the chatbot should respond, a surfing trip to Książczyce is always a good idea. Add a little surfer, let's find you an insurance for these days that you said. What is your age? And at this moment, we feel comfortable that the chatbot knows what is going on, and we can kind of go forward. So knowing the challenges and kind of like having the excitement, it should be pretty easy to build a chatbot. Well, here's a little story. At Progress, my company, we had this hackathon where we decided to build a little assistant with a chatbot that would help you book meeting rooms. And it's pretty simple. You just say how many people, whether you need a projector, do you need internet, and all sorts of different things. And maybe it's something you would want to change it, right? And we want to build a chatbot using the conventional method, just pure JavaScript, right? So the whole team was super excited. We're ready to go. We have 48 hours to build a chatbot, and we're kind of like going like mad on it. And then this is what we came up with. This is actual logical design of how this chatbot would work. And we were like, well, we can still build that in JavaScript. Why not? And this is the process of us actually building it. We started with like, wait, what? What's going on? This is not what I expected. This is not going right. Oh my God, oh my God. And it was like a total disaster. We literally delivered 10% of what we wanted to do. And this is not great. But I always say it's not about what mistakes you make, but what you do about those mistakes, what you learn from that. And what we learned from that was that basic if and else statements and switches were the way to build chatbots. And that's how we came up with Progress Native Chat. It's basically an AI-powered engine, which basically AI mostly works with natural language processing, so that when I write something to the chatbot, it should understand more or less my intent and be able to communicate with even with the entities that I provide. And another thing, which I think is a lot bigger deal, so AI-powered is like the buzzword, but for me the big deal is this slide. We use the declarative programming approach. So what I really mean is instead of dictating to the chatbot all the steps one by one, what it should do, we actually just declaring what it needs to have in order to complete the conversation. And then suddenly, like your mind shifts. And I'm going to do a quick demo in a moment to explain that. So here's an example. We're using JSON. And so a conversation is based on like a set of steps. So one step would be a question. We're going to ask for a country where you could go for France, Italy, Germany, or Poland, right? Then we'll have a little prompt. So which country are you traveling to? And finally, we're going to say, hey, I just want to display some buttons to tell the users what countries are available, right? And with this little code, I can already build a chatbot that can do something like this. I want to order a car. Sure, let me help you with that. You can go to one of those countries, you pick one, and you move on. This is it. Like you already were able to do all of that with that little JSON over there. And the cool thing is that all of that will work in Alexa, in Facebook Messenger, in web, in, did I say Viber? Yeah, Viber, and in native mobile applications if you're using NativeScript. And that's pretty cool. So I'm going to do a demo and show you how this works. And you should be prepared to be amazed. So here's the environment where I have my chatbots. And I already have some conversations, so I can show you a very quick demo. So I can say, hey, I want to order a book. Let's go for romance. And that should query my backend. And then in here, it kind of like has a list of books. Yeah, let's go for Twilight. That's a horrible book. And then I chose one of the books. Would you like to add another one? Sure. And I can even change intent. So it shows me again romance, but maybe I can say show horror. And then actually by saying horror, I can change the intent. So it kind of shows me, oh, I have those books. And we could probably go for Coraline, which is actually a pretty awesome book. So we chose, we have now 2 books for a total of $29.99. Let's book it, say yes. Oh, I didn't want another. Okay, let's get another Coraline. I want to say no, I don't want to buy another book. Choose one of my cards. And that will go and just process the payment. And now I'll have 2 copies of Coralines at home, probably by tomorrow. And this is basically sort of things that you can do. So what I want to do is build a chatbot for ordering a pizza. How cool is that? All right. So we have like intelligence to kind of write our code. So I'm going to create a new conversation, and I'll call order pizza. And the first step that maybe we should be asking, it could be a question, and then maybe I can say location, which is text, and I can ask where should we send it to. Let's add a little comma. And this is just like so to get you started. And in order for me to kick off this conversation, I need to go into training, and we have these conversations that I can tell the chatbot to trigger order pizza when I say, I am hungry, or order pizza, or pizza please. Right? And I can say that. And now, if I got it right, I could go back to testing, and I can say order pizza. Where should we send it to? Water Tarasi. And kind of like the chatbot should understand. So this is basically like a test console that understood the values on and on, which is pretty cool. So, okay, we have one question so far where we could ask where to send it to. But we should also maybe ask for what type of pizza and what size of the pizza. So this is talking about having entities. So let's start with size. So I'm going to create a new entity, and I can create the possible values manually. So for size, I can say, well, we can have a small pizza, we can have a medium pizza, and we can have aliases and stuff like that as well, but I'm just going to do for small, medium, and large. Right, so my chatbot should be able to understand, and I can even test it, say, Asim is small, very large, late. It doesn't have to be grammatically correct, but the whole idea is that small and large were identified, which is basically means we trained the chatbot. Another thing is, I have this API over here that can give me like types of pizza, like ham pizza, pepperoni, meat, with a picture and all of that. So I can train the chatbot to learn all the pizzas that my company is providing. So I can go, okay, let's use pizza from a dynamic operation, and we will train the chatbot on the name property. Was it a name? It was a name. Yeah. So let me test this. These are the names that the chatbot should be now able to understand. Right? Let's go back to training, and I can say small, meat, veggie, whatever. And you can see small, meat, and veggie were recognized as entities as well. So we are on a good path to go. All right, let's go with our conversation. So order pizza. Before we ask where to send it, I'm going to add a couple of steps. So first, I'm going to add another step question, and this time is going to be size of type size. And I can say, oops, what size of the pizza would you like? Do I have some typos somewhere? Oh, there needs to be a comma. All right. And what I'm also going to add is like a quick display of quick replies so that you can display available options for each size, which is pretty cool. Okay, and next one, we will add another step question, and this time we'll ask for pizza. So pizza, which pizza would you like? And what I can do is actually this time, I can display type single select, so I want to display them as a list. And button text, so I can say select pizza. Okay, let's just do this so that it doesn't complain. And there should be a template. And then basically for each item, we have a title. So that is going to be the name property that we want to display. Subtitle, we could, for example, display the type of pizza. All right? And then image, we have a property called img. So that should display the picture. So we have button text, and I'm missing one more property, title. All right, I will do select pizza again. All right, let's say this. Hopefully, this will work. Live coding is a... All right, let's change this order book so that it actually gives us a good hint. There was a button where it say order pizza. All right. Let's test it again. So we want to order pizza, make it medium. We can select the pizza. Probably messed up with the image or the Wi-Fi is too slow, but yeah, I can choose, for example, pepperoni, and we can kind of move on, and we can say send it here, which is actually a pretty cool thing. And I can basically add a couple of more steps to our conversation. So after we chose the size, the type of pizza, and the location, we should have one step, like a confirmation step. So we'll ask somebody like, let's say, order confirmation. And I can say, are you sure you want to order a size pizza? So basically using Musashi, I can inject the specific values that we already had. Okay, so let's say that, and what we can even do from this point, I can test this in, for example, Facebook Messenger. So I have this proxy. There is a typo? All right, it was intentional, but yeah, thank you. Just kidding. All right, so there is a channel called Native Chat on Facebook Messenger, which is just purely for testing. So if I enter this special proxy number, it should connect up with my chatbot. So I can say hi, and I can say order a large pizza. So we won't get an acknowledgement just yet, but now it will ask me which pizza would I like. So I can go with a taco pizza. Something's going on with images. Where should we send it? Send it here. So it already works in Facebook Messenger and all of that. And now we can provide a confirmation. So I can say yes, and we basically are good to go to carry on with that. So moving to Facebook Messenger was pretty cool. So the final thing that we really want to do is this is the last step of this. Oh, thank you. That worked. Oh man, hey, you ate half of the pizza already. What a bastard. Seriously? All right. So we have to handle order processing. So what it can do, oh, this is a good pizza, man. It is a meat pizza. So we have a step called webhook. So I created this API where I have a basket called ng Poland. And I can add things to that basket. So at the moment, if you see I query this, oh, we already had pizza here? All right, let's Was it clear? There you go. Now it's empty. Now the basket is empty. So what I want to do is add something to this basket. So I'm going to call add, and then I will add a property, which is pizza for a name. And then ampersand, that's how we do it, yeah. And then we can add price, which we can get from pizza.price. Because the pizza object itself has that property. This is a post request. And in the payload, we can even say address. So this will be like the object. And the address will be my property called location. Did I miss anything? So we have, oh, we should probably say size as well. So I'm going to add size. So let's pass in the attributes that the user has selected. Okay, let's say that. So to demo this, what I really want to do is publish this into an Angular application. So I am getting this property, and this is a demo based on Todd Model's pizza demo. You probably all know about this one. So what I really need to do, I get this configuration required for publishing my demo, and I will add it to my index.html, and then I have like a couple of, so there's a script tag and a link tag basically for the JS file and the CSS. That's cool. We don't need any Google API, and what I want to add as well is avatar URL. So we should probably even add a picture of somebody impressive. So let's get web day. So I'm going to copy image address. This is going to be epic if it works. I love you too. All right. Okay, if you feel left out, where's Michael? There you go. Okay. Avatar URL. If it's not going to work, it's going to be your fault. So now, I can open it in full page. So this is my pizza ordering site based on Todd Model's work. But I can also open this pizza. And it is Michael! Right? So here's an Angular app. I can order pizza, make it large. You can even select one. Go another meat pizza. Michael, you better have another pizza for me. Where should we send it? Let's say NG Poland. Top floor. You sure you want to order a large meat? Yeah? Hey, it's the name of a pizza. And that should basically make a query. Let's see if that went through. Oh, yeah, don't call clear. If that doesn't work, I'll blame the mic. There you go! It's in our bucket! How cool is that? It only took me, what, like 10, 15 minutes? There's bits like that I could show you, like acknowledgements and all that, but obviously I don't want to spend a lot more time, even though I was saying that those are important. So, what do you think? I think it is pretty cool. So that's the group of these mice. Just one few things. So there's a conversation UI builder that we are working on. So you don't necessarily even have to write all that JSON. You should be able technically to use a UI designer to kind of construct your conversations. So technically, we're talking about somebody technical setting it all up, and then a business analyst being able to build those chatbots. It's really pretty cool. So where to go next? So this is a good slide to take a picture of at the end. So you can go to our website to learn more. Go to native chat. Oh, I need to update the links. They're all old. But the idea is that there is also a case study, and if you want to see the demo, you can go to bit.ly/AngularPizzaChat. So you can go there now if you want to and play with the chatbot I built. And if you say, order pizza or order a book, the chatbot will respond to you, and you will be able to do all of things. By the way, like in my slide, I say Kinvey, but in reality, it's native chat. So when we send out the slides to you, I'm going to fix that issue. So yeah, no electric sheep were heard in the making of this presentation. And without any further ado, thank you very much. Aww. I love you too.